Hi, I've got a bright red, white, and black card for you today using our hexagonal border as a background. So I'll share with you what we'll be using, all the dies here. On our sentiment, we have the For Someone Special from our Mini Expressions range. We're going to be using the layered carnation stamps. These match the dies. Here is the hexagonal border from our border collections. And here are the layered carnation dies. So we're going to use some of the smaller ones in here. And the focal element, we're going to be using the Eliza die. Okay. I'm going to start with our borders, and I've done a little bit ahead of time because there's quite a bit to do with these. I've gone ahead and cut the hexagonal border 3 times in white and 3 times in black, and I've used the black as a shadow on each one of those, so I've already got that ahead of time done. I want to add a bit of color, so I've just cut a strip of card, and it is just a hair under an inch wide. So I'm going to go ahead and put the red strip down the center. We're going to leave the little scallops on the edge open, but I'm going to use some glue here, and we'll just, let's see if I can pop that on like that. Stay there. A little bit in the center here. And maybe up the edge. That may be too wide. Let me double check this. Actually, I might be able to catch that. Let me just use a little bit down the edge. Okay. And I've got it cut longer than I need. I'm going to line it up with the top on each one of these. And down at the bottom, give that a second. And we're just going to trim away the extra bit. Here we go. Leave that one for a second. Pop some glue on this one. And I'm going to give the Cosmic just a second to sort of set up on this one. I'll do the next one. Just means it'll grab quicker. There we go. And this last one here. So even if I've got a little bit too much glue on it, it dries perfectly clear, and you won't be able to see it if it comes from the back of the die onto the front. And up and down like that. Okay. And this is just ruby red card. It's just so pretty with the black and white, I think. Pop that on. Give that a second. We'll do this one. Get it right up to that edge. There we go. And my scissors. Cut that along the bottom. There's that one. And that one. So you can see how quickly you can change the look of that border. Really like the way that looks. I'm going to add a bit of mounting foam to the back of each of these. Just do a thin strip down the middle. In there. Okay, now I'm going to bring in my backing piece, and I've just done a white mat with a black mat on it, and I'm going to give it just a little bit of an edge there, and I'll do the far side and then come in and do the center. I personally think that's an easier way to sort of eyeball the distance between them. Looks good. Get this one. Okay. There we go. I'll tell you what, I am going to change this one, because I just realized my shadow's going the other direction, so I'll have them all going the same way. It's one of the reasons I love this mounting foam. It's so easy to peel up if you need to change something. Okay, so I'm going to bring in my backing, which I've done the white pierced edge around it, and there is a video on how to paper pierce your edges if you like. It's on our YouTube channel. And I've added in a ruby red mat and a black mat, so I've got all those same colors. And pop that into place right there. So now we're going to move forward, and do our focal element. So I've gone ahead and cut the Eliza die in white and done a black backing. So I want to cut it out, make it into a frame. So I'm going to use the circular die and tape it into place. And we're just going to cut the center of it out now. There we go. And so now we've taken the middle out of this. So we have a nice little frame. Let me get, there's just a tiny little piece of tape that stayed on there. There we go. Get that. Be sure and put your dies back on your mat so you don't lose them. So I want to raise this for some dimension. So I've got some foam here. I'm just going to peel off both sides of this and see if we can sort of get it to move around a little bit. I think it's a little too thick. We're going to have to cut it in sections. And like that. Like that. Got another one. Just do some pieces here. That and that should do the trick. There we go. So we are going to pop that right in the middle. You can use your center of your hexagonal dies there and just even that up. And I cut the very smallest center die in the Eliza just to put a piece for my sentiment in the middle. Right, like that. Okay. I've got the For Someone Special, and I've cut it in both the ruby red and the black card, so I'm going to mat and layer that. Just get a little shadow. And, oops, come on. This I'm going to offset ever so slightly. Really makes that red pop out. Oops. There we go. Get that down. Give that a second to set up. And I think I'll just use a little glue on the back of this. It's got some big areas. Little Cosmic Shimmer glue. That should be enough to grab. Set that right in the middle of that center. Just going to go across that and catch on the outer part of the, or the inner part of the Eliza die. Set that for a second. I'm going to come back to this. We're going to add a floral element, and I'll show you what I've done. I've taken the layered carnation flower, a little bit of black archival ink. I've inked it up. I've already cut these out, so what I'm going to do is just lay that down on there. There. Give it a press, and I've stamped that flower really, really easy. I think this is the quickest way to do flowers. Just catch that. There we go. Give it a press, and perfectly stamped. So what you can do from there is just do a little bit of molding them either with your finger or with a ball tool, and offsetting them, so you'll have one going this way, one going that way. You can do another smaller size on that if you like. I did a little bit of the little stamen in black and a pearl flower, and I've got 3 of those that I've done. And we are going to seat those around our sentiment here. Get a hold of a couple of glue dots. There we go. Pop a couple down on this side, and sort of offset them, and one on the opposite corner up just at the top of the loop here. Nice little accent. And there you have it. I think that's just such a striking card, and you could do this in any other colorway if you like, and I think it would still be absolutely beautiful. All right, I hope you've enjoyed the video, and you look for us on our YouTube channel again soon.